Is it a case of trying to protect second, third or fourth place, or do you go along with Sergio Aguero, who says that City can still win the title?
It's time to think that you must win the next game. I think that football, you have so many different things that happens during the season that for me, it's always my mind this year, last year, and in my whole career, is not to think or to have a previous target. It's try to win the games that you must play, or the next game you must play, and that is the derby against Manchester United. All the other things, I don't think are important.
Because they're now above you, and because of your recent away form, does a draw suddenly become a good result for you now?
No, never for me to draw is a good result. I understand that we are not having the result that we need playing away. Really, in 2015, it's not a good year for us. Before that, we were the best team playing away. We lost the last 3 games, especially the last 2 games, with just 2 balls in set pieces against Berlin and against Crystal Palace. We hope that we must continue keeping the good things that we are doing, because we are not a disaster, we are not a mess. We are doing a lot of things well. Of course, we need to improve because we are not having the result that we need. And we must improve, but I think that I never in my way of thinking will be happy with a draw.
City have never beaten Manchester United 5 times in a row. How much of a motivation, therefore, will that be for your players against them on Sunday?
Well, I think the first motivation always to win. After that, when you have that motivation, is against whom you are going to win. Of course, being a derby of the city against a strong team as Manchester United, that maybe they dominate the Premier League so many years. In the last 3 years, they have us one time, Alex Ferguson will say the neighbors that disturb me a little bit more. I think it's double motivation, of course.
Is this a defining moment for both teams, do you think, this game?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a very important game because, I repeat, it's a derby, because we are very near in the table, but I don't think that after that the team that wins the game can think that it's all finished in the season. I think you have 6 games more that you must try to play and win it.
And lastly for me, he's playing well and he's been unlucky, but Sergio Aguero has been short of goals lately. Is that a concern for you, and does that all add to the pressure of what's going on at the moment?
No, I don't like to sign just one player. I think that this year we score for the moment 28 goals less than the last season. Of course, that's why when we finish at the end of the season, when we won the titles, we decide that we have important strikers, and we have to maybe the new players that we have to bring was in defending. Today the season is different for a lot of things, because Sergio has a lot of injuries. Edin Dzeko has been injured, Stefan Jovetic has been injured, Alvaro was sold because he was injured also. Now Bon is coming here, he's injured also. We have a very unlucky season in that sense, talking about just about goals. And score 28 goals less is a lot of goals, but I can't think that it's just sign that Sergio is not scoring the last game. Ready?
Well, with this derby now, there is a renewed sense of optimism among Manchester United supporters because of the form they've been on. They think they can stop that 4 or maybe becoming 5. Have you sensed that around the city?
No, I think that they have a lot of respect for our team in the last year, because it's a team that dominated not only the derby, I think that we dominate also the Premier League. It's not easy for a team I will consider this one is not finished, but in the last three we won 2 leagues, and the other we are runner-up. And this year we had the whole year runner-up, and we have to play 7 games more, and we'll see what happens at the end of the season, in which position we stay. But I think that for them, they must try to beat the team that has been better in the last years here.
It's been an interesting season for them with their new manager, Louis van Gaal, in terms of the way that formations have changed, but they seem to have been hitting form now in the last few games. Have you been impressed by the way that they've turned their season around at this stage?
No, not impressed, because I think that Louis van Gaal has a career as a manager, that the teams that that he managed. They are always offensive teams that win titles everywhere. I think that Manchester United brought this season a lot of very good players. Di Maria, Falcao, Ander Herrera, Juan Mata that started last season, and other players, Blind, they brought a lot of players and very good players. So for me, the strange thing was why they didn't do it before, but it's not surprising in the way they are playing this moment.
Has it surprised you that they've been better without Falcao, without Di Maria?
No, it's not my duty to analyze the club. I just say think about the squad that they have a very good squad.
Just behind. Manuel, the run of derby wins that you mentioned and the titles that City have won in the last few years, do you see Manchester City as the bigger club than United at the moment in the city?
I don't like to compare. Because always when you make the comparisons, you have a lot of things that maybe you don't analyze. I think that Manchester City has a project. Manchester United was the team, as I just said, that they dominate the league so many years. The last years, Manchester City have a project with important financial, that is the only way that you can equalize the squad that had Arsenal, Chelsea, United, Liverpool, to talk about the biggest team. Our target is not to compare, it's to try to improve in our project, and that's the way we are trying to work every day.
Do you feel if City hadn't had those financial restrictions that they would have been clear of these opposition teams?
I'm not talking about the financial restriction this year. I think that every year here in the Premier League, I will talk to you about last season, not this season, so this is my way of thinking. You have 5 very strong teams that have the same squad, that spend the same money or similar money. All of them can win the Premier League every year. That all of them is difficult for all of them to be in the fourth position for Champions League, because I just named five teams, but I think that also maybe in the last year Tottenham, Liverpool also a very strong team. So I think that that's not the way.
There's been a lot of talk about your position in these final crucial run of games. Are these matches that are going to determine your future as manager of the club?
I don't think so. I'm not talking about my future because it's not important. I'm just thinking about the game against Manchester United. I feel in this moment in the club that everyone supports me, the players. I see the team playing. I just said we have to improve because we are not winning, but we are the most attacking team, the team that has more possession of the ball. We don't concede many goals, so the team is working. We need maybe to score the important amount of options that we have in every game. That's a lot of things that I think that the players are happy in the way we work and the way we play. I don't see any problem inside the club. Football, you never know what will happen in August. I have managed clubs for 26 or 27 years. You never know what happens at the end of the season. If you ask me, I'm not afraid, because I think that we are in the correct way in a bad moment.
Oh, well, can I just ask about team use, please? Any injury issues this week at all?
Well, injury is Stefan Jovetic, that has a muscle injury. It's also Bonnie that had a problem the day before the game against Crystal Palace. He twisted his ankle and his knee, so he's not ready for this game, will not be ready for this game. Boyata has also a problem in his knee. And company will assess him tomorrow what happened with the problem that he has in the last game, that he could finish the game, but he didn't work the whole week with a normal way.
Do you think there's a serious doubt Vincent might have to miss the game then?
We'll see tomorrow if he can play or not. I always say the same answer for the question. Always better to play with company, but if for different reasons he cannot play, we have a squad that he must replace him.
You've experienced the Manchester derby now 1 or 2 times. How does it compare to things that you've been involved in before? Is this the most intense match, the Manchester derby?
It's difficult to have more intense match that you have in the Premier League every week. But of course, I repeat, you add a little bit more. That is the derby of of the city. I think both teams want to win because I think it's important to be the winner team in the city, and that gives an extra plus for the game. I hope that not only in intensity is better, but also to do it in quality. I think that both teams have very good players, that both managers like to play an attacking system, so I hope that the fans, that finalists for whom you play, can enjoy the game, and after that, I hope that we can win it.
Does the game mean as much to you and the players as it does to the fans? Because it's the biggest game of the season to the supporters.
Yes, of course. I think that you as a player, especially also as a manager, but as a player that you play the 90 minutes, you are always thinking to give the victory to our fans that support us the whole season.